Mr. Investor, welcome back to the channel, baby. Hello, I have returned. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at some updates across Twitter and across LinkedIn. This is to do surrounding news and updates regarding Bionano Genomics, BNGO. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by the like button. So please hit that like, hit the subscribe, drop me some comments down below. It really helps out with the algorithm. So thank you so much. Or you can join channel memberships just by clicking the little join button up here. It's only 99 cents a month and it really helps out the content. Without no further ado, please remember none of this is financial advice, is for entertainment only. Okay, we have a post from Eric Homeland, the CEO at Bionano Genomics. Hashtag GSD, Stan Marin, Head of Global Sales in the background, Jeff Robinson, Senior Director of National Accounts US in the foreground, taking stock after Bionano Genomics was on fire at AMPATH. This is the Association for Molecular Pathology. It's an event that was just going on where they had lots of interest with optical genome mapping. The molecular pathology community now knows optical genome mapping and Bionano software are moving us forward, and our commercial leaders are powerful. Double bicep, oh yeah. Okay. So let's take a look down here. The first comment we see is laughing face, but it's from somebody that we know. He's crying tears of joy. This is actually a former Bionano Genomics employee, and he's got a locked account, but I was following before, and he's moved over to another company called Chromatid, I believe, and he's just laughing at the picture. People are wondering why this guy's laughing, and he didn't reply. I think it's because he thinks this might be a direct, or maybe he doesn't rate the commercial leaders, because that actually used to be his position. So before he became the chief commercial officer at Chromatid, he used to be at Bionano Genomics, and he was only there for 10 months or so. So he was the chief commercial officer at Bionano. We never did find out why Jason Pryor left. We don't know if he had a falling out or if he wasn't delivering. Investors were always wondering, but we never got a clear answer out of him, and I don't think we ever will. There's a lot of bingo guys here. There's a lot of bingo cowboys in here, and we're loving it. There's Henry, Joe Butler as well, who used to be a Bionano Genomics employee, who said that he's put his family savings into bingo stock as well. Man like Deo. But take a look. This was the next interesting comment I saw here. This was from Tom Panetta, asking a very important question about flow cells. So he was stating, or he asked a question about flow cell sales were dismal. How many sapphires are actually in use? How many have been returned off lease? No transparency. Eric kept it short and sweet and just said that flow cells were solid. Quarter over quarter comp continues to be good. Year over year might stand out, but that's 2021. And if you guys know, this guy is Michael as well, Captain Miguel. Dr. H, for the last 3 years, you're averaging only 20 flow cells sold per quarter per installed unit. In Q2 and Q3 2022, that dropped to 18. Stagnant demand is not solid. Please be real. We want optical genome mapping so badly to penetrate healthcare, especially oncology. It's a pure game changer. So people trying to get answers from the main man himself. I just think that until it's put into guidelines, until people see it as gold standard, and we start to get adoption of Sapphire systems and they put it into routine clinical care, we're not going to see the flow cell numbers because they're not utilizing a machine. Most of the people that are utilizing a machine in the beginning, initially, they were selling to research institutions, to labs, to universities, to get publications, and for people to develop their own laboratory developed tests. Then they were waiting for reinsurance, reimbursement codes. So there's a few factors that were in play as to the reason why there may not be lots of flow cell usage at the moment. There was also a problem with the flow cells at one point last year, or was it early this year? But in terms of that reoccurring revenue model, that kind of razor blades model, we really want to see the flow cell usage soar. We want to see that kind of snowball effect, that while they're building up lots of Sapphire systems and getting adoption, we want to see the machines utilize more and higher volumes, because this is going to be bringing us in that cash money. But for me, I just think it will take some time, and when we see it, like the NHS is currently testing the Sapphire system, when we see it put into that clinical care, used in routine clinical care, that's when we'll start to see volumes coming through, especially for oncology, for hematological malignancies, and for tumors. Next, moving on, let's take a look at what's been coming out. November the 4th, 2022, this was published on AHA Journals. It's a study talking about the use of Bionano Genomics, as well as PacBio and Illumina short reads, and they were looking at the assembled genome of the stroke-prone, spontaneously hypertensive rat. So this rat is likely to have a stroke. It's usually the way that it dies. It has high blood pressure, and they use it as a laboratory rat, and they use it to study cardiovascular disease. And they want to study the genome to see if there's anything in particular which causes it to have hypertension or which causes it to die of stroke. Next, I'd want to just show you what's going on within the NHS, and I want to show you how innovation is always coming to the NHS right now. People are looking to really adopt technology. So this guy is called Rudy Kaiser. He's the head of catering at Great Ormond Street Hospital, and that's a children's hospital here in the heart of London. He's been there for 1 year and he's the head of catering. I like what this guy is developing. If you take a look here, this is an underwhelming photo, but it's anything but underwhelming. So what you can see here is like ordered croissants, Cumberland sausages, hash browns, and some apple juice. Here he states it represents change, simplicity, and innovation. After a few months of testing, today we roll out the first of a stacked delivery platform to some of our patients as comprehensive proof of concept. Basically an in-house delivery service for our patients. Often patients in the hospital, they can waste food because they're not hungry at particular moments of time. And when they're hungry, this guy is stating there's little point in sending, food to patients when they're not hungry. So by utilizing this kind of food on demand platform, there's a 20-minute delivery target. They can strike what they call as the appetite window. And he states that, this fresh food's being delivered straight from the main kitchen to bedside quickly and efficiently within 20 minutes when they're hungry, gives them better food consumption, and that leads to faster recovery. And now, if this is being implemented into the NHS and they're trying to, use platforms and use technology and innovation in order to make sure that patients recover, there's a huge space there for genomics also. We can see they're utilizing all the resources that they have, or they're open to ideas and concepts in order to improve patient care. Some nutritionists were getting at him for the Cumberland sausages, saying they're ultra processed food and it doesn't help. But it's a nice concept what they're pushing. They need to change the menu up a bit and get people eating some good nutritious foods. This technical sales specialist at Bionano Genomics, Brian Coe, put this post up 2 days ago. Quoting and summarizing one of these studies, he said there's a clinical validation study on how optical genome mapping compares to all the standards of care that we currently have, the cytogenetic techniques such as karyotyping, FISH, and CMA, for the analysis of hematological neoplasms. And he said overall, optical genome mapping outperformed the standard of care tests in this study and demonstrated its potential as a first-tier cytogenomic test for hematological malignancies, blood cancers. So the authors of this study believe that this may provide an opportunity for better tumor classification, prognostication, risk stratification, and therapy selection, ultimately helping the patient and giving them higher chances of survival. Next, let's move on to Jennifer Alvarez, who put this picture up. She was at the Chicago Council on Science and Technology, and they thanked Bionano Genomics as the sponsor. It's good to continue getting the name out there. I wonder if anybody was presenting. There was 18 female scientists from around the world learning about the status of STEM for women in the US. They fed them as well, but I wonder if anybody was also presenting with optical genome mapping, if anybody explained the product, and if they were looking to explore utilizing OGM. Now, take a look at this picture. This was interesting to me as well. So 3 days ago, Vanessa Hayes, she's a professor at the University of Sydney. She actually has an interesting title here. So her title from May until present is Extraordinary Professor of Health Sciences. She's also Petter Chair of Prostate Cancer Research at the University of Sydney, and she heads the Ancestry and Health Genomics Laboratory within the School of Medical Sciences. So now she took an interesting photo and she put it up on her LinkedIn. She said, "They smiling now. Which platform will take the lead in 2023?" So it's interesting to see they put us up here with PacBio, Oxford Nanopore, Illumina, and Bionano / MGI. Slash? What do you mean slash? MGI or MGI Tech is a Chinese biotechnology company. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe the abbreviation is just McDonald Genome Institute. So I'm glad to see they put us up here in the big leagues with the big dog. We've got Illumina in here, Oxford Nanopore, PacBio, and they're stating who's going to run away, which platform is going to take the lead in 2023. It's interesting to be put up there and allocated with the big dogs such as Illumina. And remember, as Eric Holmlin has stated, we're not a sequencing company and we're complementary to lots of these sequencers. So the people who are doing these long read, short read sequencing, we're complementary tech to them. And the Senior Director of National Sales, Jeff Robinson, I suspect Bionano and some sort of sequence read. When taking a look at Jeff as well, Jeff Robinson, it looks like he went away from Bionano Genomics. He was there for about 7 years, and from 2014 all the way up to 2021. And then he went away to be a forensic sales specialist, Western US, Canada. This was at a company called Verigen, and he returns to become the Senior Director of National Sales at Bionano Genomics. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. How do you think we're going to be doing for the final quarter? Do you think we're going to reach the target of 240 Sapphires installed for this year? And next year, what do you think the guidance is going to be? What do you think they're going to be aiming for in terms of Sapphire installs? And do you believe we're going to see a ramp up next year? Also, let me know what concerns you as an investor. Some people are saying flow cells. Some people are saying, the cash burn rate, the cash runway. Others are saying dilution. So hit me up with some pros and cons. Let me know how you're feeling as an investor and tell me what you believe is going to happen over the next 6 months and 1 year. Lastly, I want to thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Please hit me with a thumbs up, hit me with a like, drop me some comments down below, hit me with the subscribe. If you've enjoyed this content, please consider joining channel memberships. It's only 99 cents a month and it really helps out. It would mean the world to me if everybody here on the channel could become a channel member for only 99 cents. Lastly, thank you guys for always loving and supporting my content. Thank you so much for all the support and all the comments you give me. It really means the world. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Please always remember, none of this is financial advice for entertainment only, and I'll catch you next time. Mr. Invest a Lot, over and out, baby.